Good evening. Good Good evening and welcome to the August board meeting. The Board of Trustees of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District is now convened in a regular meeting on Monday, August 14th, 2017, in the boardroom of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Instructional Support Center, 10300 Jones Road, at 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience as well as our television viewers to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Cypress-Fairbanks Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. The agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting by sections 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. These proceedings are airing live on CFTV, Channel 16, and CFTV online on the district website. They will also be rebroadcast throughout the month on Channel 16 and available as video on demand on the website. For the tape to adequately reflect the proceedings, I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that all cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. We do have a member of our Community Leadership Committee here, Danica Smithwick with the Community Impact News. Will you please stand so we can recognize you? And we also have a number of Boy Scouts in the audience. And if you gentlemen can stand, when I call your name, then we'll give a round of applause for all of them. Frank Faltz, he is at Moore Elementary. Would you stand, Frank? Benjamin Kane, let's get them all up. Benjamin Kane, he's working on a Citizenship in the Community badge from Truett Junior High. Samuel Davis, Troop 1296, also working on his Citizenship in Community. Ben Brechter, Troop 1478, and Jake Smith, Troop 1478, also working on Citizenship in our community. Let's give them a big round of applause. We appreciate all of our Boy Scouts at our meetings. On Thursday evening, the board and superintendent received advice from general counsel regarding legislative prayer and a board invocation. And as such, the superintendent has recommended a change to the board's recent practice of utilizing a moment of silence. Based on the updated guidance, the board will now begin its meetings with an opening prayer from a volunteer from one of our local faith-based leaders. We've decided to start tonight's meeting with an invocation from our own faith-based leader on our board, Dr. John Ogletree, pastor at First Metropolitan Church. So we'll first have our invocation from Dr. Ogletree, and then we'll have a I'm not sure we're having a presentation of colors tonight, are we? No, we're not going to have presentation of colors. So let's all stand, and Dr. Ogletree will pray.
Dear God, we're so thankful for Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. We're thankful for our superintendent and his team of educators. We're thankful for every school, every principal, all the teachers. We're thankful for all the new staff that's coming on board for this school year. And we're thankful for the 116,000 plus students that you give us an opportunity to shape and to love. We're thankful for this theme for our school district, opportunity for all. Every student, no matter the socioeconomic background, no matter the race, creed, or color, we're for all. And we ask you now to bless the new principals that are coming on to lead, and bless our meeting tonight. Let us make wise decisions, decisions based upon our passion, decisions based upon our dedication, that every student has the ability and opportunity to learn. We thank you for this opportunity. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
We'll have a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. We're delighted to be able to start once again having an opening prayer at our meetings. Board Member Don Ryan will read the district's vision and mission statement for the benefit of the audience.
Thank you, Darcy. Our vision statement: learn, empower, achieve, dream, lead. Our mission statement: maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to be 21st century global leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Let's move on to our special recognitions portion of the agenda. 1A, the superintendent will make remarks and announcements, including the honors and achievements earned by staff and students in recent weeks. Dr. Henry?
Thank you, Madam President, Board of Trustees. It's once again great to kind of have the kickoff board meeting to a new school year. And certainly we had a great week last week with some of our leadership training that Roy Garcia and his team helped organize and head up, and had a great kickoff last week. And then today, Linda Macias and her team started our district-wide in-service training program for our teachers, and it was a great first day. We had a couple of buildings where the air conditioning didn't work to start with, but we got that corrected before the heat of the day, and it was a great day to start with, and we'll be doing that all week with our teachers. And then our teachers and all of our staff will report to their campus assignments next Monday and begin preparing the final preparations for our 17-18 school year. I would like to start this evening by introducing our new Chief of Police, Chief Eric Mendez. And Chief, if you would stand up. Oh, back here. Okay, I got you. Chief Mendez has 27 years of law enforcement experience. He was most recently with the Austin ISD Police Force, where he served since 1999. His last 5 years, he's been the Chief of Police. Prior to Austin ISD, he served 9 years with the Kingsville Police Department. He earned his Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice Administration from the University of Phoenix and his Master of Criminal Justice Administration and Leadership from Sam Houston State University. He also completed Leadership Command College at the Bill Blackwood Law Enforcement Management Institute of Texas at Sam Houston State. His mother, brother, and sister-in-law reside in CFISD, and we are so pleased and happy to welcome Chief Mendez. Chief?
I did tell you not to hit it. Test.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Board of Trustees, Dr. Henry, I appreciate the opportunity to be here at Cy-Fair. It is a homecoming that I talked about. My mom, who is sitting here just to my left, and my wife, my brother, sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews, and my son. This is home. My mom's been here in the Houston area since '87, and so she's been looking to get me here, and it's finally happened. And so we're happy to be here. We look forward to being part of the Cy-Fair family. My son will be a Keith Cougar, is that right? And so we're looking forward to being a part of the district. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We recently selected new principals for Post Elementary School, the Alternative Learning Center East, and Reed Elementary School, and I will turn it over to Roy Garcia right now for introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. President Mengoria and Board of Trustees, it's always exciting to introduce new principals to you and to the community. And as you just heard, we have 3 new principals we'd like to introduce this evening. We'll begin with our new principal for Post Elementary School, Mrs. Tamika Williams. Go ahead and clap, that's good. Tamika received her Bachelor of Science from Stephen F. Austin University and her Master's of Education from Prairie View A&M University. Tamika is in her 23rd year in the education profession, serving 14 years as a teacher. She served as an elementary and middle school teacher in Lufkin, Stafford, and Katy ISD. In addition, she served as an instructional specialist in Katy for 2 years. She joined Cypress-Fairbanks as an assistant principal at Lee Elementary, a position she held for 7 years. Tamika served as an assistant principal mentor and recently completed the Aspiring Principal Institute. Tamika is married to Damon Williams. When she is not working, she enjoys going to the movies as a family, proudly cheering on 9-year-old Ethan at football games, or traveling and cheering on 12-year-old Ryan at her volleyball games. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Tamika Williams on her new leadership opportunity.
Good evening, President Mengoya, Dr. Henry, Board, Cabinet. Thank you for this opportunity. I am beyond thrilled to be named principal of Post Elementary. Post Elementary has great traditions in the community with students and staff. I look forward to working alongside and serving in the community with the staff at Post Elementary. I know I couldn't do it without my wonderful support team, my loving husband, Damon Williams, of 14 years, my children, Ryan and Ethan. Ryan is 12, Ethan is 9. Stand up, say hi. Thank you. She likes the limelight like her mother. My sister Lisa, my niece Kennedy, my mother-in-love Liz Reedus, my father-in-law Ron Williams, my aunt Candy, who's also a former educator in HISD, my uncle Renee Esprit. I have a wonderful support staff here. Support team here, I'm sorry. Lee Elementary is where I started in Cypher ISD under the leadership of Dr. Tanya Guree, and alongside also with Susan Epperson. Then I have also my wonderful new family of Post Elementary. They're here in the red, representing the red, white, and blue. I am thrilled and excited to be a Post Patriot, and I look forward to welcoming the 1,125 students on August 28th with hugs, smiles, and high fives. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our next principal introduction is for the Alternative Learning Center East. New principal there, Mr. Rashad Godbolt. Rashad received his Bachelor of Arts and Master of Science from Southern University in Baton Rouge. He has 19 years of experience in education. He served as a middle school English teacher in East Baton Rouge Parish for 4 years and in Alief ISD for 5 years before coming to Cypress-Fairbanks in 2007. Rashad served as an assistant principal at Cypress Creek High School for 7 years, and he served as the associate principal at Cypress Creek for the past 3 years. Rashad is married to Nikki, who is also an educator. When Rashad is not working, he enjoys spending time with his family, playing sports, and supporting his and Nikki's students at various extracurricular activities. Rashad has one son, Benjamin, a 2012 graduate from Langham Creek High School and a 2016 graduate of Louisiana State University. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Godbolt on his new leadership opportunity.
Dr. Henry, board, trustees. I'm excited for this opportunity, an opportunity that I wanted my entire lifetime. I always wanted to be a principal. I look forward to this opportunity to lead and grow with my ALC East family. We serve a number of students around the district. It is a pleasure, it is an honor that I do not take lightly, and I am amped. I am looking forward to this opportunity. I couldn't do it without my wonderful support, my wife, Nikki Gabo, along with a mixture of my friends, my ALC East family, and a lot of my Cy Creek family who's also here to support me. Again, thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to working, leading, growing, and being a long-term member at CFISD. Thank you.
Our final principal introduction is for the new principal for Reed Elementary School, Mr. Cesar Diaz. Cesar received his Bachelor of Science from Dr. Rafael Baezo Chacin University in Venezuela and his master's degree from Prairie View A&M University. Cesar is beginning his 14th year in the education profession. He started his educational career as a bilingual teacher in Houston. His administrative experience includes serving as an assistant principal and principal at Southwest Schools in Houston, which was pre-K through 5th grade. Cesar also served as an assistant principal and summer school principal in Aldine ISD. He joined Cypress-Fairbanks as an assistant principal at Bain Elementary in 2015, has served as a summer school principal at Duryea and Horn Elementary. In addition, he recently completed the Aspiring Principals Institute. Cesar is married to Mary Angel, and they have twins, Ana and Andres, both of whom are juniors at Cypress Ranch High School. Cesar likes to spend time with his family, going on road trips, or taking in a movie. He likes to cook and to take evening walks, as well as enjoying a good self-help book. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Diaz on his new leadership opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Members of the board, Dr. Henry, thank you for this opportunity. It's truly a dream come true and an honor to serve the community at Reed Elementary. It is a great community. I've spent the last 2 weeks getting to know our staff, and I am beyond excited of what this new year is going to bring. I couldn't be here, of course, without my wife, Mary Angel, who's also an educator, a second grade bilingual teacher, and of course my children, Ana and Andres, who, as you said, they're junior at Ranch. And I have to thank the leadership of my previous principal, my former principal, Dr. Carrie Mars, and the collaboration with my two assistant principals at Bain and the Bain family, who's also here. And I'm also blessed with the presence of my A leadership team from Reed. And again, I'm very excited and blessed to be part of the Reed community. Thank you.
Just Tamika, all of you guys did a great job. Tamika, you did the best because you let your family stand up. So Eric's family, would y'all please stand up back here so we can recognize y'all? Cesar, your family needs to stand up so we can see them. And Rashad, I know Nikki, you better let her stand up. So
Well, as is our tradition, we're going to take a 5-minute break so we can all come down and shake hands with everybody. But I'll tell you, this clock back here is not working, so I'm putting the timer on my phone because we want to get going. 5 minutes, that's all. Thanks. taking just a couple more pictures, that's fine. It's okay to take the pictures. Okay, I want to take.
Is your button pushed? Now you're on.
All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, if you were here just to...
Cesar.
All right. We're going to get one more picture. We're going to get it one more picture. With the board's permission, I would like to move up action item non-consensus number J with the board's permission. Everyone agreeable with that? Mr. Jackson, Ms. Hartley, I would like to move action item non-consensus 5J up to right now. All right. Thank you very much for indulging me with that. Action item non-consensus J. The district will consider the hiring of the chief internal auditor. We did have a closed session on this particular item on Thursday. And also we had a committee of the board, including myself, Mr. Jackson, and Ms. Blackshear, to interview our finalist for this position. At this time, I would entertain a motion.
President Mongoya, I move the board hire Blake Legler as the chief internal auditor. Did I say that name right?
Yes, you did. May I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion on this item?
I
Mr.
just
Ryan?
wanted to, and you mentioned it in your introduction there, I want to thank you and Ms. Tom and Debbie for doing due diligence on behalf of the board. First off, I think our team's strong enough that I respect you guys' opinion, and I'm grateful for you taking the time to do the due diligence, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Any other comments, Mr. Jackson?
Just wanted to make the observation that I was pleased to have had the opportunity to interview Blake. He's a very impressive individual, strong background, a wide breadth of experience, and I think he is going to be value added to the staff here in his new position. And I appreciate the fact that he wanted to step up and interview for this spot as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. And I bet you could tell why I wanted to move this item up from the slight noise in the back of the room. Mr. Ledger has a very young child. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. The motion is unanimous. We have a new internal auditor. Dr. Henry, would you like to introduce him?
Sure. Just very briefly, I'd like to introduce Blake Legler. He's a graduate of the University of Texas at San Antonio. He's a CPA. He's also a member of the Texas Association of School Business Officials. He has been with Cypress-Fairbanks for the past 4 years. He currently serves as Assistant Director of Bond Fund Accounting. He also, as Tom and Don said, he's got a broad background of experience, including working for Drymala Construction Company. and he also was an audit associate for KPMG LLP. We are proud that Blake is going to take on this new role and increased responsibility, but we are very pleased and very confident in his ability. And Blake, I would invite you to introduce your family and make sure they stand.
Thank you very much. I'd like to begin by, introducing my family. I'd like to start with my beautiful wife here. Her name is Jenny, and she's actually a math instructional coach for a middle school for CFISD. We've been married for about 10 years. And then I have a son here, Philip, who's sitting down right now, but he's 7 years old. He's going to be starting first grade on Wednesday. And then here's our little noisemaker right here. We got our 15-month-old. His name is Charlie. I'd like to just say thank you to Dr. Henry and the Board of Trustees for allowing me the opportunity to serve in this essential position for the district. I'd also like to take a second and thank Karen Smith, Matt Morgan, Melissa McInerney, and Mabel Isles for all of the support and guidance that they've given me over the past 4 years with the district. And I just want to say that I'm excited and I'm ready to tackle all of the challenges that come with being the Chief Internal Auditor for CFISD. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We're excited as well. Going back to our regular agenda, I'd like to have board comments at this time, and I'm going to start with Mr. Jackson.
Just wanted to say I appreciated the enthusiasm of all of our new teachers, a handful of whom I got to meet. I always look forward to doing this every year. I love to hear their comments. They are happy to be here in Cy-Fair, and many of them believe, as our superintendent does, that this is in fact a destination district, and it says we're all doing many things quite well.
Ms. Hartley?
Good evening. It's been a busy 10 days, 2 weeks in my household, moving away to college, to LSU, and with that, Mama needs a full-time job. So it's been also an interesting month of looking for a job. I love Cy-Fair, can't work in Cy-Fair because I serve on the board, so I chose one of our neighbors, and I'm going to be teaching kindergarten. We already started today with training and everything, and I just want to say to all my teacher friends and all of our staff and everybody here, I feel you. I got you. I feel you. I'm going to represent you even more so now, knowing exactly what you're going through. So I just want to say, everybody have a great year. Thank you for being flexible with all the different projects we have going on with facilities this year. Our team, our staff, they're so flexible, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Hartley. Dr. Ogletree?
Yes, I'd like to say, and I'm sure many of us were very disheartened over the events in Charlottesville, Virginia. And I reflect about the beauty of our community that we live in the Cypress-Fairbanks. Just the theme that we have for our school year, opportunity for all. Last week I was so impressed with the leadership event that Dr. Henry and his team put on, and to see across the Berry Center the diversity, all the great leaders that come from all different backgrounds, and then on Friday to see the diverse representation of the new employees, and we have so much to be happy for and thankful for, that we have leadership teams and new employees who will teach and and coach and encourage our diverse student body. We'll always be praying that spirit, the Cypher spirit, will be not just in our community, but will spread to other communities, other school districts. And that's one of the reasons why I signed up to run again for this school board. I'm so thankful for the status that Cypress-Fairbanks has and what it represents, and how people still move into this area because of the quality education that we have and our desire to make sure that every student has that quality education. And that's what I'll be pledging if I'm elected again. My time, my vote, my study, my prayers is to the success of every student and this district.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. Mr. Covey?
Well, first of all, a big thanks to the Berry Center for hosting our leadership conference and for the new teacher orientation. And to any of you out there that think the Berry Center does not satisfy a need in our district, you need to be at one of these presentations and see how awesome it is and what a welcoming side is to people that are coming in new to the district, but number one, that it can handle the amount of people we have in this district that work for the district. The leadership conference was excellent, at least the part that I witnessed. I didn't stay for the whole day. I was impressed by the talent that was showcased by our students at this leadership conference, and kudos to the businesses that set up booths for our leaders and later for our new hires. On Friday, it was exciting to open the door at the Berry Center and, like Dr. Ogletree say, see 1,200 new employees mingling within that hallway, and their new teachers and aides and support staff, an amazing array of first-time teachers, and then teachers that transfer in from other districts. Amazingly enough, whenever they start asking questions, when everybody was in the arena, how many people are Cy-Fair graduates is just phenomenal, and see them return to this district that they love and they want to be a part of. But also, I met people that had come here from Boston, from New York, and from California. And to find that we have reached out to people that are that far away from Texas and they found an interest to come to our district is just amazing. The students in the culinary arts did a wonderful job furnishing refreshments, and the talent entertainment, including a jazz band, which I love from Cy Springs, was perfection. To top it all off, our guest speaker was phenomenal. Even though she's from Louisiana, she was great, and it was awesome to hear. Starting a new year with the excitement that we felt this past week is outstanding, and I'm so proud of all, including, but certainly not forgetting, our awesome Human Resources Department that brought all these new hires together. Lastly, like Dr. Ogletree, I would like to share that I will be seeking re-election to the Board of Trustees this coming November. I've been honored to have the opportunity to serve. I feel like maybe my job isn't done yet, and I look forward to serving you even further. And I think that this district, along with a number of other districts, is proving to our legislatures that there is good education and superior education in the state of Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Covey. Mr. Ryan?
I'd like to apologize for Mr. Covey. I feel like we just lost the Cajun vote. First, I'd like to say welcome back to everyone. It's always an exciting time of the year when school starts. There's a buzz in the air. Football practice has started, which is awesome. But just to see the kids' faces as they transition from elementary to middle or middle to high, it's just awesome, that the excitement that they have when you talk to them that I'm going to be a freshman at this school, and the pride that they already have. And the other thing that I want to point out is that, like others on the board, I got to go to the leadership conference, and at one point Dr. Henry asked people to stand up that it was their first time in that leadership conference, in a role of leadership in the district. And I expected, I don't know why, but I expected just a handful of people, and hundreds of people stood up, and I thought, wow, we are doing a great job in Cypher ISD of growing leaders, from within, which is amazing when you look at our community and how fast we've grown. And it made me think back to where, it's still in Cypher, you hear it, it's still a kind of a small town feel in our community. And I think that's a testament to our administrative team at ISC and also the administrators on each campus. And I'll leave you with this. When I first decided to run for the board, my father's always told me, he said, if you're not going to have fun doing something, you really shouldn't even be doing it. And I've taken that to heart, obviously, for those of you that have watched me on my board service. And I will say this, it has taken a very supportive spouse to serve on this board. And I'm very grateful to her. I married up and outkicked the coverage, whatever you want to call it. But with that said, I have also decided to run again, because number one, I enjoy it. And number two, I do echo what Dr. Ogletree and what Bob said, is that I'm so proud of our board from the standpoint that we believe that every student, regardless of their race, their economic status, whatever hurdle they may have in front of them, that they have the ability to succeed. And that's just an awesome feeling to be a part of a board that believes that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Ms. Blackshear?
Yes. Last week was certainly exciting with the leadership conference and the new teacher orientation. Just as many of my colleagues have said, it was really exciting on Friday to welcome 1,200 new teachers and staff to our district. And as you visited with them, to hear how excited they were to be in Cypher ISD. I wish them all a great school year in 2017-2018. I also want to welcome back all of our students. I know many of them are getting prepared for that first day with new clothes and new shoes and haircuts. And I hope that all of our students have a great school year. With that said, finally, all 5 of my grandchildren will be in school. I will have 5 grandchildren in Cypher ISD schools this year. I'm so proud that both of my sons after school decided to move back to Cypress so that their children would get the same quality education that they received in Cypher ISD. I will have, between the 5, they'll be in 4 different schools this year. My youngest one will be entering kindergarten at Alt Elementary, and I do wish the staff at Alt well with Briley. So anyway, I know it's going to be a great school year, and to me it's a new school year too, and I am excited for all that this year will bring for our students, for their success, and I am proud to be part of Cypher ISD, where we do offer opportunity for all our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. I think Dr. Ogletree has you beat. He tells us he has 7 grandchildren going to be in Cypher schools. Mr. Jackson, did you want to add something?
Yes. We take it for granted what Dave DeJean and his elves do for us all the time, so that the wonderfully professional job that they do seems commonplace, but I really don't want to take it for granted, so I just wanted to mention a thank you to them for sharing their talent and expertise with us, and in making that presentation meaningful both for our leadership but also for our new teachers. So a tip of the hat to Dave and the elves.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. I would echo all the comments without going through them, because we did have a great week last week. But I want to tell you, we're very excited about tomorrow, because we're going on a tour of our new facilities that are open. So we can't wait to see Bridgeland High School, Wells Elementary, Hoover Elementary, and the natatorium.
and turn into Fox News at 8. Is that it, Joel? And Cheryl Fisher's going to be interviewed. And I think Mike Smith as well. Tomorrow morning.
And the new Matsky we're also going to tour. So, after we can keep adding on, or we could go forward. What do you think, guys? We go to the rest of the agenda? All right. Thank you very much. Citizens participation. Patrons who have duly registered per policy BED local may address the board regarding matters of concern or interest to the district other than the character of any student, staff, or board member. I would like to remind the audience and the viewers that the comments of the speakers reflect their own positions or opinions. The board may not discuss or act upon any matter that is not listed under the action item portion of the agenda. Therefore, board members may not discuss the comments of the speakers. Please understand that a lack of response from a board member does not indicate agreement or approval of the comments, nor disagreement or disapproval. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to address the board. Bob Covey, Secretary of the Board, will be the designated timekeeper. We have 6 speakers tonight, and if the speakers will come up to the podium on my right, there's a button system up there where they can see a green light lit. When they see the yellow light, you have 30 seconds, and when the red light comes on, you need to immediately summarize. As I said, we have 6 speakers. The first speaker is Charlotte Lampe. Ms. Lampe? It's like home week, isn't it? I'm back.
Okay. It has been years since I felt like I was compelled to address the Cypher-ISD School Board. However, tonight I come with some deep concerns about the Cypher-ISD advertising campaign that is currently in progress. I called the district to inquire about the commercials that I repeatedly saw on TV and was told that they were targeted to people in the district to educate new people, empty nesters, and people without children, that the bulk of people in the district don't understand just what the district does, and that the commercials would highlight area businesses such as restaurants, nail salons, dance studios, and hospitals, to name a few. First and foremost, I strongly believe that it is not your job to advertise the Cy-Fair for the Cy-Fair community. None of the commercials I saw had any information that I would remotely consider educational. I have a huge problem using tax dollars for private business promotions. And this being said, the appearance of a severe conflict of interest is overwhelming in the participants of the commercial. I will be extremely interested in campaign contributions for the next board elections, as many of us will. Some questions that are desperately in need of answers are, how do other area businesses get free advertising paid by tax dollars? How and by what criteria were they decided? As part of the educational providers of our community, who decided it was Cypher-ISD's job to sell our neighborhood resources? We have an excellent Chamber of Commerce, and Cypher-ISD's job is to educate students. I have finally received an email with a very general and limited answers concerning this venture. The cost of this advertising campaign is $400,000 for year 1. After years of reading board minutes, that says it all. Year 1. How many more years has Cypher-ISD committed our school taxes to this ill-conceived waste of taxpayer money? And even some more serious questions continue. Where is the action item on that expenditure? I was told it was in the November 2016 board minutes. However, it is not defined nor outlined as to purpose, goals, or outcome. This is serious stuff. $400,000 for year 1. On advertising because people don't understand what the district does? How wrong you are. If Cypher-ISD has $400K to spend, give it to our teachers first and foremost. For example, if we have 800 teachers, each teacher would receive $500 for each classroom of the supplies that they now supply out of their own pocket. Another option, the math department could use attention. The numbers of Cypher-ISD students that must take remedial classes at the college level is mind-boggling. As school districts around Texas ask for more money for education, there is a growing concern here in our community and with our elected officials in Austin that Cypher-ISD is squandering the valuable funds for the benefits of a few and the expense of many. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lampe. Our second speaker is Roger Worrell. Mr. Worrell.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thank you for your service. I'm a recent resident in the school district, have been back to Houston for about a year. I grew up in high school and college, went to Klein High School and Texas A&M University. My path commuting to work daily takes me next or adjacent to the Cy Creek High School, down Perry Road and then on to Mills. And I've had incidents on 2 occasions where I've almost killed 2 high school students. And I have called and left messages with the high school and have not received a response. I talked to a reporter at one of the television stations to try to generate some activity, and it didn't rise to the level of priority with them either. So I did speak to Chief Mendez tonight before the meeting, and he gave me his email address, and I'm encouraged to contact him. But the reason that I speak specifically tonight is that in noticing the new neighborhood that's going up on Mills, I might encourage the board to look into an opportunity to contact the subdivision and create a walkway. If we can get the kids out of the Linfield subdivision on Mills safely over to Perry and then onto a walkway into the school, I think that you might just save their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worrell. Our third speaker is David M. Wilson. Mr. Wilson?
Thank you, Dr. Henry, Chairman Ngoya, Board of Trustees, for this opportunity to comment as a public citizen. My name's David Wilson, and I'm the director of the Cypress, Texas Tea Party, but my comments this evening are my own. I also believe they reflect the sentiments of many conservative taxpayers in the Cypress area. First of all, I want to say how pleased I was to hear prayer return back to your board meetings. That is just awesome. I want to speak to item 6A regarding First Amendment issues related to school and board activities that's on the agenda. And however, while the discussion may technically be allowed to be done in closed session, that is not a requirement, and I'd like to ask that you consider waiving that right, have the discussion in open session. I didn't have the opportunity to look at the Thursday meeting of a whole to see if you discussed it then or not. So moving forward, back in March, I forwarded information to Ms. Sims regarding a federal appeals court that ruled that a Texas School Board does not violate the U.S. Constitution by beginning its meeting with student-led prayers. The appeals court ruled that the school board members are protected by qualified immunity and dismissed the case against them, the subject school board. The Court of Appeals ruled that the school board was more like a legislature than a classroom and cited the U.S. Supreme Court's 2014 decision that allowed the town of Greece in upstate New York to start school board meetings with prayer. I suspect that in your item 6A that your legal counsel will discuss the risk involved with you in reinstating prayer before your school board meetings and what your policy ought to say. And I just want you to understand that her role by definition is to reduce the risk to the school district and to the taxpayers from legal confrontations. I contend that this issue, it's not a question of risk, it's a question of doing what is right, and which you've already exhibited a desire to do. I want to leave you with a quote from Theodore Martin Hesburgh. He became an ordained priest, and he's best known for his service as president of University of Notre Dame for 35 years from 1952 to 1987. He said, "My basic principle is that you don't make decisions because they're easy. You don't make them because they're cheap. You don't make them because they're popular. You make them because they're right." So I urge you to do the right thing, have this discussion in open session, and return school prayer, which you have already done, to your board at Board of Trustee meetings. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Our fourth speaker is J. Scott Riley.
I'm here to request a change to the cheerleading handbook to remove cheer coaches from the evaluation process. On February 3rd, I received a message from the district titled Learning from Mistakes about the consequences of poor decisions and the duty to educate others so they learn from the same mistakes. I'm here to give you all one more chance to prove that you can learn from your mistake in changing the cheerleader mascot handbook without proper notification to the public you serve to allow biased and potentially unqualified cheer sponsors judge cheerleader tryouts and consequently negatively affect the integrity of the cheerleader programs at your high schools. Perceived wrongs from past cheerleading scandals prompted a poorly written rewrite of the cheer constitution that affected last year's cheerleaders. The momentum of these changes somehow led to schools being allowed to use as judges cheer coaches or cheer sponsors who have no cheerleading experience. Last year, I was given the impression the handbook would be changed, but I recently found out that there are no plans to change it. The cheerleader trial is based on a straightforward physical scoring rubric and possible standard review questions to select the cheerleaders. If a cheer coach or cheer sponsor is able to fix the results during the judging process, it's unethical. Cheerleader selection is not the same as baseball, where qualified coaches have a duty to put together the best team to increase chances of winning. Bottom line, everyone knows baseball coaches select the baseball team, but nowhere in any version of the handbook or constitution does it say that cheer coaches could select the cheerleaders by changing the results of a cheerleader tryout. The district trivializes the years of training hard work cheerleaders put into their sport by having judges that may be unqualified and biased in their treatment of cheerleaders. The same message from February 3rd said it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation and only a moment to destroy it. The reputation of CFISD is at stake. Most of your high schools wisely decide to keep impartial, qualified judges in the selection process, even with cheer coaches having many years of cheerleading experience. But not every school is capable of making the right decision. Anyone familiar with the cheerleading judging who still thinks it's better to have biased and unqualified cheerleading judges is being disingenuous. Ironically, I received an email from the district on May 16th titled A Year to Cheer About. It said that there are no throwaway children, but the district has proven that collateral damage is acceptable in the cheerleader programs. The district's cheerleading handbook is an embarrassment to the district, but you can still learn from your mistakes by changing the handbook to require fair and qualified judges for the cheerleader tryouts, so every cheerleader can have a fair chance to achieve their dreams, and this administration can maintain integrity throughout the district. Don't enable high schools to allow cheer sponsors to judge the tryouts. Don't make Cy-Fair an oxymoron. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. Our fifth speaker, Claire Spate.
Good evening, board members. My name is Claire Spate. I'm a senior at Cypress Woods High School who earned credit by exam after my 6th grade year to eventually take Calculus BC as a junior. I was faced with quite a predicament while selecting courses for my final year at Cy Woods. While my calculus class quickly became my favorite 52 minutes of my day, reality hit when I realized that my CFISD math career would reach a dead end upon my completion of the course. Other math options existed, but none would follow the standard Calculus 2 succession necessary for the engineering major I planned to pursue in college. Following a rejection from the ISC of a proposal to study math independently, my friend George and I resolved to study multivariable calculus through MIT's OpenCourseWare publication during my late arrival period in this upcoming year. While this is an excellent program, it poses several drawbacks. Outdated materials from 2007, lack of interaction from professors, and a slight GPA hit, to name a few. The integration of a multivariable calculus course into the district's course offering then would solve these problems while effectively bridging the calculus breach and allowing a seamless transition into further college math courses such as differential equations, allowing students to expand their knowledge of calculus to multiple dimensions. And the necessity of this course grows with each year. When I took geometry at Cy Woods as an 8th grader, credit by exam was more or less unheard of. I was one of only 3 middle schoolers in the class. So imagine a high school classroom, we would fill up 3 little seats in the corner. Since then, demand for credit by exam at Cy Woods has skyrocketed. There's been a 300% increase in a number of credit by exam students at Woods. So now picture that same classroom. The entire room is filled by 8th graders with that same thirst for mathematics. The enrichment of the lives of these students is our cause. A live online course taught by one teacher to students of all high schools across the district would optimize cost efficiency and would join CFISD with Fort Bend, Katy, Fort Worth, and Highland Park ISDs in the crusade for continuing calculus education. If the credit by exam system should provide a net gain for its students, it is imperative that the district provide the resources necessary to do so, to maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to become 21st century global leaders. That is exactly CFISD's mission after all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Spate. George Ty is our 6th and final speaker.
Hello, Dr. Henry, members of the board, and members of the CFISD community. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm the George Ty that Claire mentioned in her speak, so I'm gonna follow up on some of her ideas. I'm also a senior at Woods, and to make a long story short, I realized in middle school that I had a passion for learning math, so I skipped ahead a level as Claire did to take geometry in my 8th grade year. In my junior year, I was disappointed to find out that the district does not offer any math classes past Calculus BC. As I took Calculus BC my junior year, I was out of options for my senior year. I did quite a bit of research into options, including community college and online courses, but none seemed to be feasible. I tried to form an independent study course with Claire, but the instructional support center rejected my request. It's too late for me to learn now with the district support, but future classes certainly shouldn't be limited as I was. There are a growing number of students across the district testing ahead in math, and it no longer makes sense to leave them with amounts to a gap year in math before college, effectively stunting their mathematical maturity. Multiple districts throughout Texas already offer multivariable calculus to seniors, but ours, despite serving about 116,000 students, I believe is the number, has fallen behind. It's time for CFISD to give students with an interest in math options other than classes such as college algebra, advanced quantitative reasoning, or early release. The course could be created with relative ease using the same method as in geometry for 8th graders that I did. One teacher could teach in their classroom, while students across the district could interact using Adobe Connect or a similar conferencing system. The course could follow MIT OpenCourseware's multivariable calculus syllabus that Claire and I are using. The website offers individually planned lessons along with homework and exams, and the course itself is obviously quite reputable. The only potential costs I see to the district are the price of web cameras, should they be deemed necessary, and the Adobe Connect software itself. I truly hope the district researches the course and chooses to implement it in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ty. That concludes our citizens' comments. And I'll move now to action items. During the course of the Committee of the Whole meeting, it was the consensus of the board that the following action items be approved as submitted or amended. 4A, the board will consider approving the tax refunds of $500 or greater for Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. B, the board will consider approving the minutes of the June 26th, 2017 regular meeting. On Thursday, the following non-consensus items were placed on the consensus agenda. A, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and/or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item. 1, concrete installation, demolition, and bollards. 2, laboratory specimens. 3, police department laptops. D, the board will consider the endorsement of candidacy of Charles Cunningham, Humble ISD, position 4B on the TASB Board of Directors. E, the board will consider approving the memorandum of understanding between Harris County Juvenile Board and Cypress-Fairbanks ISD to participate in the JJAEP for the 2017-18 school year. F, the board will consider approving on first reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. 1, BDAA local, officers and officials, duties and requirements of board officers, a revision. 2, EF local, instructional resources, an addition. G, the board will consider approving on second reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. 1, DC local, employment practices, revision. 2, DFAA local, probationary contract, suspension, termination, during contract, revision. 3, DFBA local, term contract, suspension, termination during contract, revision. 4, DFCA local, continuing contract, suspension, termination, revision. 5, GKB local, community relations, advertising and fundraising, revision. H, the board will consider approving the use of job order contracting as the construction delivery method for the 2017 district-wide security vestibule products, offering the best value to the district. And I, the board will consider approving the sanitary sewer line agreement and conveyance of utility facilities between Harris County Municipal Utility District Number 166 and Cypress-Fairbanks ISD for an existing sanitary sewer line located at the northwest side of West Little York and Yorkshire Woods at Kayla Middle School. If any board member wishes to remove one or more items for further discussion, please do so at this time. Any removals? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consensus items as recommended or amended.
Madam President, I move that we approve the consensus items as recommended or amended.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Do we have a second? Ms. Hartley, second. Any further questions? Mr. Jackson?
We did discuss potential changes to 5F number 1. By moving this, that does not change that discussion, correct?
That does not change that discussion. The feedback we provided to Ms. Sims, it will be considered and the changes will be made in the second reading. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's just moving it since it's a 2-reading process, and I actually did that the very next morning. So your next packet will have the policy with the language as we sort of group drafted. Yeah. So really moving it is just saying we're doing that first reading, and then you'll see the revised language. That's why we have 2 readings, honestly, so you can provide that feedback. But that's good clarity.
Very good. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson and Ms. Sims. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those that approve signify by raising your right hands. The motion carries unanimously. Let's move on to 5 action items non-consensus. B, the board will consider approving the agreement for purchase of attendance credits netting Chapter 42 funding pursuant to Texas Education Code Chapter 41 for the 2017-18 school year. May I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board approve the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits netting Chapter 42 funding for the 2017-18 school year.
Thank you, Ms. Hartley. May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Covey seconds. Is there any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, I call for a vote. Please raise your right hand if you approve. That's unanimous. C, the board will consider approving an election order calling for an election on Tuesday, November 7th, 2017 for Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District trustees, positions 5, 6, and 7. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Mr.
I move
Jackson.
that the board approve an election order calling for an election on Tuesday, November 7th, 2017 for Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District trustees, positions number 5, 6, and 7.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. May I have a second?
Second.
I second. Dr. Ogletree seconds. Any discussion on that item? All those that approve, please signify by raising your right hand. That motion carries unanimously. We had already discussed item number J earlier in the meeting, so that moves down to item number K. The district will consider a level 4 appeal, Daniel, of a level 3 decision. We did have a closed hearing on that item. May I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board uphold the level 3 decision made by the administration.
We have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Hartley seconds. Is there any further discussion?
I just had a comment real quick. Sorry.
Yes, of course, Ms. Hartley.
As I wasn't here Thursday for the hearings, I'll be abstaining. Our work sessions are online. I was able to watch everything, but as not being part of the hearing, I'll be abstaining.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hartley. And that will be on both of the next two, this item and the next one.
And Madam President, I'll recuse myself from this item here. Will not
All
be
right.
voting.
So we will have two of our board members not voting on item number K. All right. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Mr. Jackson?
I generally do not explain many of my votes with good reason. I'm always reminded that a great strength of this board is that we work very hard to identify that province which rests with the superintendent and that province which rests with the board. My votes will reflect my personal view of that matter.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I will call for a vote on the motion. Please raise your right hand if you approve. And please, that is, I believe, 3, correct? Please raise your right hand if you disapprove. So it's 3-2. We don't have a majority. Ms. Sims, will you clarify for me if that carried? Perfect. We have a majority of the 5 that are here.
And even if you didn't, no action is fine as well.
Okay.
You don't have to take action.
All right. Thank you very much. So that item, we have upheld that decision. Okay. Moving on to item number L. The district will consider a level 4 appeal Fleming of a level 3 decision. Again, may I have a motion? Dr. Ogletree?
Madam President, I move that the board uphold the level 3 decision made by the administration.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. Now do remember, please, may I have a second first?
Second.
Second, Ms. Hartley. Do remember Ms. Hartley will not be voting on this item either. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If you approve of upholding this motion, please raise your right hand. All right. That one is 6 with 1 extension. Thank you. Now, on our board discussion, which is our next item, we did have a closed session on this issue on Thursday night. The result of that was that we did begin our meeting with a prayer tonight. At this time, we are down to our superintendent's briefing. And Dr. Henry, I will turn the microphone over to you.
Thank you, Madam President. Trustees, under a new name, the Cyfair Community Health Center is continuing to provide quality service to students in CFISD with its 10,000 square foot school-based federally qualified health care clinic. The clinic, which opened in August and is within walking distance of Cypress Park High School, was formerly called the Good Neighbor Health Care Center Cyfair. It's now the 6th clinic under Spring Branch Community Health Center, which has 3 locations in Spring Branch ISD and 2 in Katy ISD. Cyfair Community Health Center is equipped to provide family medical and pediatric care and will soon offer dental care and mental health services. Summer school has concluded and the district served 11,014 students in a variety of programs at the elementary and secondary levels. Approximately 163 students have met graduation requirements, and commencement exercises were held at the Berry Center on August 3rd. The Instructional Technology Department hosted the 2017 Next Digital Learning Conference on July 26th and 27th at the Berry Center. This year's theme was Guess What's Next. Over 600 teachers and administrators were in attendance over the course of the 2 days. The conference provided teachers and administrators with new and innovative ways to engage students using technology and digital tools and ideas to implement in the classroom. Featured speakers focused on hot topics and trends in education technology. We would like to thank our business partners for sponsoring the conference and providing engaging sessions and great door prizes. The 5th annual CFISD Back to School Expo was held Saturday, August 12th at the Berry Center. Each year, the Expo offers the community a series of helpful back-to-school services in one convenient location. The Expo has always been open to all incoming CFISD students, families, and prospective employees, and includes services such as online registration for new students, immunizations, the food pantry, free reduced lunch and chip applications, vision screenings, athletic physicals, employment opportunities, community program registration, and much more for a smooth transition into the school district. And I would also like to add to that, we had numerous local business partners who came out and supported our students and staff. In fact, it was just unbelievable. I am so thankful for such a wonderful business community and how they partner with CFISD to make this community one of the best, if not the best, in the country. Their generosity is just unbelievable to our students. We are preparing for the 2017-18 school year, which begins Monday, August 28th. Many people have worked very hard to get our facilities ready for approximately 116,000 students at our 91 campuses. We have 3 new campuses opening this fall: Bridgeland High School, Hoover Elementary School, and Wells Elementary School. And we have a replacement Matskey Elementary School that will be larger and brand new on Mills Road that will also be opening. I would add to that, we've had, I think Roy told me 57 renovation projects that have been occurring throughout this summer. Several of them major renovation projects where numerous of our older facilities will look like new. And again, we appreciate such a supportive community of this school district, making sure that opportunities are provided for all of our students. New student registration will begin tomorrow, August 15th, and run through the 18th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at all of our campuses. Please visit your campus website or contact your school for registration details and information. And just backing up a little, Dr. Stewart, we had 4,000 students register at the Berry Center on Saturday. Isn't that correct?
We had over 4,000 students attend or family attend, and over 500 students to register.
All right. The CFISD Bus Buddies program provides assistance to elementary students in exiting their bus at the correct bus stop during the first 2 days of school. Bus Buddies is a valuable partnership between our volunteer schools, transportation department, and the Cypher Houston Chamber of Commerce. Interested volunteers can sign up to be a bus buddy by calling 281-894-3950 or via the district's website, www.cfisd.net. And again, I'm so thankful for our faith-based community, our volunteers, and all of our wonderful businesses here in Cypher ISD who look out for our students and not only contribute their treasure, but also their time. I'd like to remind our community that Monday, September 4th, will be a student and staff holiday in observance of Labor Day, and all of our facilities will be closed. It's kind of hard to believe, but just 5 days into school, we'll have a holiday. But that'll be great, because I think students and staff after that first week of school will probably need a 3-day weekend to kind of recover from all the activity that first week. The Education Resource Group, a data-driven company that provides accountability and performance management optimization for public schools, rated Cypress-Fairbanks ISD in the top 3 among the 200 largest school districts in Texas for academic and financial performance in its 2016 Best Practice Awards for the 5th consecutive year. Released in the spring, this year's rating follows consecutive #1 productivity rankings in the 2012 and 13 Best Practices Award, and #2 rankings in 14 and 15. CFISD is the only district to maintain a top 3 ranking in the past 5 years. So once again, as a taxpayer myself, I'm thankful that this district takes very good care of local taxpayers' money, and it is returned by an outstanding world-class education. So I'm thankful to be a very small part of that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Henry, and that will conclude our meeting. We are looking forward to the first day of school on August 28th, and we will see you in September at our Committee of the Whole meeting. Thank you.